across the country, there is either a plans for a royal wedding, there has been inauguration, and of course celebration of a coronation anniversary. Now that tells of a lot that is going on in terms of a celebration of the various cultures that are within Uganda. Before I introduce my guest who will be giving us perspective on the significance of these restored kingdoms and the evolution of culture itself, just a preamble. Every kingdom has many cultural elements, including language, economic system, religion, social organization, customs, traditions, government, arts, literature, music, as well as fashion. However, in 1996, 866 I must say, there was a bit of a conflict between the then government and the seat of Buganda, that is Mengo, that saw the abolition of kingdoms in the spat that was between Obote, Dr. Milton Obote and Kabaka Muteesa II. It ended in exile for the monarch and of course brought to a halt the progress and the smooth running of Buganda Kingdom up until 1993 when Kabaka Mutebi II was reinstated to the throne as King of Buganda. That marked the beginning of the restoration of other kingdoms, and of course, as we are celebrating today, just yesterday there was the coronation anniversary for the Omusinga, whose pictorial has graced the newspapers today. But the other days before yesterday, the pictorial was graced with pictures of the Umkuka of the Inzuyamasaba, and that is of course Michael Mudoba. With me here I have the spokesperson of Inzuyamasaba. I always keep saying, do I pronounce that word well?
Inzu.
Inzu, yes. Not Inzu.
Yes.
There is a gentleman who likes to use S and he's a Mugisu, so he keeps confusing me. Stephen Masiga, welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir.
First and foremost, congratulations on the fact that Bugisu now has the Umkuka, Michael Mdoma. Tell us about the event, how it was. Of course, we covered it as NTV pretty well, but there are those who might not be initiated.
Thank you so much. The event was held aware that Umkuka was gazetted, sworn in by the judge of the High Court. That's the procedure within the law.
Okay.
And on Saturday 14th, it was a formal ceremony where they were we call it inauguration, where the clan heads now were passing over authority. Actually, he had no authority by then, because it is on a Saturday 14th that they handed over instruments.
When the instruments of power were handed to him.
Regalia, what. So he was given many things. Allow me to inform the world that one, Umukuka was given through a stool with 3 legs, symbolic of our clans.
That is right.
The Mambu, the Wanale, and the Mvuya, 3 of them. A small stool like this. How I wish I had carried it really.
Okay.
Then he was also given a spear. A spear for defense. Still 3 of them. 3 segments. 1 for Mambu, 1 for Mvuya, and the Wanale. Then he was also given a horn. A horn. A horn is for...
that is the...
Yes, a trumpet. A horn from a cow. So that one has various significances. Firstly, it shows that Bamasaba are farmers, isn't it? We farm. So we are given a horn. The horn is for a symbol of farming, but also a symbol of war. That in the event that Umukuka is attacked by enemies. You know, cultural institutions, we don't have guns.
The call to war is apparent.
Yes.
Okay.
So in the event that is about to be attacked, the horn will blow the horn to invite the Bamasaba to come and participate in any war, any imminent war from our neighboring tribes, yes. And was also cautioned by the clan chairman, the overall clan chairman of the clan heads, who said, this war, this horn, you only blow it after careful analysis and evaluation of the situation. You can't drink around and just think you can cause war every other time.
You get excited.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So this was at Mutoto?
Yeah, Mutoto Cultural Grounds.
That is the cultural grounds.
Yes.
All right. So going forward, I was not privy to the speech of the Umkuka, but one thing I trust, he must have rallied his people towards economic transformation. This is a message that has been ringing out from government, and the embrace, the call to embrace PDM, the fact that it ensures, or rather it seeks to ensure that the locals are able to generate some bit of income. How is this aligned to the Umkuka's agenda?
The PDM force Umkuka does a supplementary role to appeal to the public.
That's right.
To embrace government programs, but he also hip to the vice president with a set of petitions, or yes, a set of petitions, a set of words to the president, to be relayed to the president. Firstly, the issue of Gisulana land. You know, it's not titled. Mutoto land is not. We don't have a formal title, so we want the government to expedite that, give us the title. Then two, Umagen Army Barracks. Bugis also as a region needs a university. So that is also an issue that the Umukuka hip to the vice president to relate to the president, that Vamasaba need a public university. Because we are the only region in the country without a university. Bunyoro has. Because I was supposed to be here with the spokesperson.
There are many regions that don't have.
Bukedi has, Musitema, let me now inform you. Teso has, Arua has, Kabale has, Ankole has. It is only Masaba land which does not have a public university. So the vice president was, in fact, it's a message that was well received when Omukuka mentioned the issue of the public university. Yes. So it is Bugisu that has been lacking. But now that we have a cultural leader who has been gazetted by government, this is going to be a walkover. And we know the state is now listening. They will act, yes.
Okay. Looking at the wave of cultural events in the country, you just had the, of course, inauguration of the Umkuka. Yesterday, we had the celebration of the 57th anniversary of the coronation of the Omusinga of Renzururu, Charles Wesley Mumbere. Then we have a pending wedding of the Chabazinga of Busoga. And this is appearing to be the latest rallying call for unity among Ugandans, the celebration of indigenous customs and norms, and using them as a platform to drive further, especially in as far as economic transformation is concerned. Is this new wave something that is being taken on collectively, or all of you are pursuing and then not really being seen to want to foster the kind of collaboration that we need?
Thank you very much. Firstly, allow me again. Can reso ba masaba ba libra fiyo ba masaba muwesi mwenayo chimilembe cho na sindihira na dala hu fora hutani hanu Umukuka 3 Jude Mike Mudoma isi government ye gazeti ngira ate ya inauguratinga oba mu inauguratinga wasima na binge fe ba masaba kusima na boss be mukampara mun ni kirio ni Christopher yina yawamenya lumasaba wabe masaba wamanya
namanya lumasaba
so bose bali munakasero bali ena bali Kenya, in fact ba masaba be Kenya babanje nabi. Yes, ni ba masaba be Kenya banje nabi be Busoga bali e Busoga holi ba masaba Busoga kwaba ni ba masaba ikiriyandongo baba rebududa on landslide in kiriyandongo so kusima nabi bawulirisa NTV at NTV mwarambire nabi ngefe ba masaba kwasanyihire nabi. Thank you for the coverage. Yes,
mwawulire bulai basi yabasisana. All right, now let's continue with the question that I had put to you. The fact that kingdoms ought to galvanize the wave of collaboration that the events that are happening offers.
Thank you so much. Now, you know, is also good for our people to listen.
Of course, no doubt about that.
I know.
And many are excited, of course.
Yes. Thank you so much. Now, we had extended invitations to all cultural leaders in Uganda. And I want to confirm that the Kabaka of Buganda, through his PM, sent a very high-powered delegation represented by the Minister of Culture. They were on ground.
That's right.
The Tengadola himself did not send anyone. He was on ground. He appeared in person because he cannot such a cultural event where neighboring cultural institution is also getting having his cultural head inaugurated. He could not delegate. So he came. The one of Bugwere came. The one of Teso Emorimo, His Highness the Emorimo Teso Papa Sande was on the ground. So we had cultural leaders. That shows you the linkage, isn't it, and the connection. Uganda itself, when you read the third schedule of the constitution, has about 63 tribes, all of them qualified to have cultural leaders. Of course,
63.
tribes, all of them qualify to have. So far we have less than 10.
10
or less than 15
designated cultural leaders.
When you put on the tradition and what have you, are less than 15 regions with the cultural. The others are still still struggling, but we appeal to government now. You know, we have culture, but without the law acknowledging and accepting, you cannot practice your culture. You can't practice. So Sebe is struggling. The other one in Rugubara, West Nile, Mavle Agofe died without having what? Being gazetted and coronated by the institution. So there's a linkage between them. Two, if you take us back, these kingdoms began somewhere around of course we have cultural institutions. Then we have traditional what? Institutions. So the traditional ones are the likes of Uganda, the likes of Toro, Bunyoro, etc. Busoga is in between there, but these other ones are very core. Ankole is still struggling, they have their own issues. So for us, we are here to rally the whole country, that these cultural institutions play an eminent role. They will help to tone it down and guide communities on matters of how to behave, issues of etiquette. Actually, even while the president was writing, the vice president was reading the message of the president emphasized issues to do with etiquette. When I was in Makerere University myself, that's where I studied my first degree. In Makerere University, there's a hall called the Livingstone. Where it is raining, how?
The gentleman.
You're a gentleman. You don't run. So similarly, the same message, if I brought it here, this a cultural leader, this is the way you eat, this is the way you walk. You have seen even the Kabaka of Uganda. This is the way he walks, this is the way you cannot just laugh when how openly. I hope. Now
it's okay. We're simply celebrating culture, and those are the norms, and that's how you're supposed to behave. Then it's perfectly understandable.
So a cultural leader, the way I was now is you saw him very humble, very what. That's how it's supposed to be.
So tell me, how do you ingrain these aspects of culture and norms, especially among the youth?
Cultures and customs teach more than laws. Our cultures, our customs teach more than laws. Of course, in the culture, what the law discourages is what already the culture discouraged, because we don't safety. Isn't it? Yes. We can't say there's an area, there's a cultural institution or unit that teaches people to steal. The customs, if you read well, when you read our customs, we don't encourage sex in between what? Close what? Relatives. The same message is well amplified
captured in the law, incest.
Under the Penal Code, Section 149 of the Penal Code Act, incest is a very serious sort of offense. So what cultures teach, for laws supplement to reinforce or amplify. So we encourage the youths across the country, in the kingdoms like Busoga, Bugisu now, Masabaland, and I want to speak for Masabaland. We encourage the youth in Masabaland to focus on issues of agriculture. I gave you the issue of the horn. The horn is a symbol of farming. We want our youth to do farming in our communities, not to join parties. You know, the biggest problem we have, Christopher, here, is that you have younger men who think that when you change the government, that is when you are going to be rich. No, government cannot absorb everyone. So we encourage that let's use farming, let's grow onions. When you go to Ugandan down there, where some of us are from, you find even the boys who do not go to school, they are very rich. Serious farmers. So a message that I would want to pass across Bugisu and the whole country is that the youth must engage into farming, into agriculture, cattle rearing, not cattle wrestling, cattle rearing and other aspects. Then issues of etiquette, manners, how to respect elders, and conversely, the elders must also respect what they use. There are many issues, and I will, in the interest of time, I may not highlight each.
No, you could, for example, help us tackle the specific aspects of the how. Right now, families are grappling with so many challenges that rotate around the upbringing of children. And if culture, norms, and ways of doing things that is seen as straight can be amplified by the institutions, or if, for example, Inzuyamasaba and then the other cultural institutions across the country, there needs to be a deliberate effort where we know that this is how it's going to be done. Because to appeal is one thing. When you appeal to people, they either take on what you want them to do or not. But there must be something that enables, or rather allows institutions to go beyond appealing to people to be seen to respect elders. How do you inculcate these values in the communities? Do you have the capacity? What initiatives are you rolling out? Yeah, that is exactly what we need to understand.
One, we have a number of radio programs. That is one, to sensitize and outline our cultures, our core values as a community. We do that. We have done that locally there. I'm here also using this platform to inform, and
we
also
are honored to amplify the message.
Yes, and if I appeal to the youths to, one, to respect elders, one, to also take on what elders used to do. If it is farming, please let us farm. That's our message. If it is circumcision, of course you are aware, circumcision is one of the appeals among Masaba. Yes, it has no much economic value, but it's a cultural value.
It's a statement.
Yes.
It's a legacy for
the community. It is a legacy. Yeah. So you can't avoid that. Then other aspects like education. For example, now in Inzuyamasaba, we intend to look for funding now. You have younger men, very bright young person. Somebody gets 13 points, but is unable to proceed to university like Makerere to do medicine, Sitema, and I think Gulu to do medicine. Other courses.
That's right.
The Inzuyamasaba is looking for funding to ensure that these younger men, because these are Masaba, we are able to give them funds to be able to go and finish university education. We have a very core message that when you finish circumcision, as Masaba, you must sort of finish the university circle from primary to university.
That's right.
So we do not want you to stop with the circumcision. We want look for funding to ensure that our people go through all the education cycle until they acquire the relevant qualifications that they are able to use in life, such skills. Yes.
Okay, time is not our best ally. I would like to ask you a very final question. This is a very disturbing one. Yes. Anybody who might struggle to answer it or might not want to answer it. Yes. There is the convergence of traditional culture, religion, and development.
Yes.
So many people find themselves stuck in what should they do. Traditions or cultures seem to celebrate what religion does not reinforce. And there is a clash. So much so that when you, for example, amplify tradition and culture, you're seen to be clashing with popular religion. And that is stifling efforts to transform society. I don't know whether there is a deliberate effort by cultural institutions to demystify the fact that culture is not evil. Okay? How is that being done?
Thank you very much. Today morning, I was reading a magazine about one of our pastors, I think Mr. Odo. He read a prayer for Masaba during the inauguration coronation. Okay. I saw him thanking Kundu. Kundu as in the first Masaba instead of God. You get the point?
Okay.
So I thanking Kundu.
And then people raised their...
actually, I was reading it because I have it. I say, but it should be God here, not what?
Kundu.
Kundu.
Yeah.
So there is cultures and principles of natural justice that are repugnant, actually. All cultures that are repugnant to the principles of natural justice will be not acceptable. Okay. Yeah, they will not be acceptable. Yes.
All right, that's a very hot topic, and it's one that we shouldn't, attempt to demystify. I think it's important that there is common ground that is found, so that societies can find a way, especially African societies, on how to move forward. Yes. The very last word, and we go out of here.
As I finish, I conclude. Thank you, NTV. Let me encourage Masaba that the government is listening now. I came specifically to show that the issue of the university, I'm trying to highlight issues that the Umukuka
speak about
in his speech. So the issue of the university is very core. The issue of cows to our elders is very core, and that is the message of Amasaba. Education is very, very important. I want the government to ensure that Bugisu region, as a region, has a public university.
All right.
Thank you,
Stephen Masiga, spokesperson for Inzuyamasaba. Many thanks for making it this morning. Bamasaba mwesi sana mwawulire wherever you are. That will do it for this Kickstarter. Take Note is up next. The exchange of musical instruments uncovered as we continue to discuss culture and everything concerning it today. Stay with us. Priscilla Regina Naloga shall be up for the next engagement.